So thank you for coming to the Instrument of Truth class, which is a very interesting class. I feel in the preparation for it that it's energetically a little different than, say, a tape group, which is great. I mean, I love the character of it, so to speak, even though I'm not knowing how it's going to be today. But see, it's all about you start to feel, you start to, yeah, it's always different. It's like you're open to receive, and it's always different. You never know what's going to happen. So I'm really glad and really happy that you're here and that we can say continue with the Instrument of Truth class. And it's interesting because of the fact that we, besides having a moment together of stillness and of real contact, in fact, that we also show each other some expressions of, say, artistic expressions or poetry or who knows what. It can be a dance, it can be, who knows, I really don't know. So that makes this class different too. Your individual expression of your connection with the truth of who you are, with you, with say inspiration, with the passion of your creative mind, and all that. Like it's literally coming into form by your action, and you wanna, yeah. What we mostly do here is, in fact, try to express the unexpressible or the formless. So that's an interesting construct as an idea. And now, yeah, we have already been listening to music. It was a bit lazy jazz music, very deep and beautiful in my, say, experience of it. And so that helps you to calm down too, even though it was not totally restful. No, it was alive. But that comforts too. And it's not that we use the music as some kind of magical potion to make you quiet or to make you sleepy. No, it's not about hypnosis or anything like that at all. So the only thing that really makes you, say, relaxed and tranquil, like a deep sense of peace, will be your direct say experience of communication. So that's so interesting. Like we talked about this the other day in the tape group too. Joel gave the instruction of, well, this is not about form. It's not about art. It's not about singing. It's not about music. It's not about poetry. Like that's in the end not where this is about. But it is about the, say, your own enlightenment, the rise of your consciousness, to become, say, in your original state of communication. And so that is an essential part of your of our coming together. Not so much to produce art, but to become that still, that anything can happen. And it can mean that you can also start to make some art or make a picture or something that is so in synchronicity with the feeling that you have of connectedness and oneness that it makes sense. So it's like it still is a symbol of something. It still is, and this is maybe good to look at. Like this is still a translation of something into a language that you can visually see. This is pretty amazing. Like you can see it. So it has still to do with your perception and your own, say, mind production. But something happens when you are in an expression, in an, say, moment of communication, when suddenly the light comes in and you feel the connectedness. Like that gives to you a sense of loveliness that is so out of this world, and that's in fact a great intimate moment with reality. with the universe. And then it really doesn't even matter anymore what you do. You know, when I look at it myself, like, it is not that I value art greatly. It is not that I value music greatly, no. But I can totally enjoy it. I can enjoy it and let it go again. I'm not stuck to it. I'm not trying to achieve or trying to make a career with it or anything like that. No, I'm making these music parts, or I'm making a painting. I enjoy it and then I forget about it completely too. It's not that I do something with it in order to achieve something. So that makes it totally different. And there's no good and bad in producing art to sell it or anything like that. Don't get me wrong. But it's just a matter of mindset, of consciousness. It's like, what do you feel urged? Urged to, in fact. How do you see it, what you're making and doing? Do you see it as an integral part of your identity? Or are you allowing it to change and seeing it in a whole different light? Seeing that it's just part of the experience, like you choose for this experience and you let it go again. So, like I said, there's no matter of good and bad. It's more like you find out how that works for you, where you find yourself in this. And I'm really happy. Like when I listened to the talk that we listened to with Joel the other day, 223B it was, I think. It's like, truth I am is the truth. You see that there's really an alignment taking place in this. It's like, well, mind, you have body, you have mind, you have three faces of man: body, mind, and the spiritual. So the spiritual has in fact, nothing to do with the body and the mind in first instance. It is about your elevated state, your risen consciousness, and the place where you actually are formless. You are, say, joining with the infinite and with the unlimited, and you see that anything is possible, but it is different, and it's energetically different. So I hope you get what I'm saying. Do you understand what I'm saying? I hope so. That would be great. Because you recognize this, of course. Like when you meditate, you leave everything behind. It is not that you're going to take a deep look at your art in order to get an experience of connectedness. No. You become still, just like we do now. You become still. You turn within. You leave your perceptions for what they are. You give yourself the space to come into contact, into a direct feeling and experience of light and love. So, and this is how we use this class too, in a different way, of course. It's like we use this class as an expression of that, what is inexpressible. And we make an attempt. We make an attempt to express something. And all the steps that I'm taking with you are completely spontaneous and given to me to express to you. So that is so great about this. It is in that sense improvisation. But an improvisation is not a game or something, even though it looks like one. No, it is more like you start to rely on the intuition or in the inspiration that you get for the expression. You're literally inspirited to do something. And with what energy are you doing that? Are you taking time to become still first before you do anything? Is your mind relaxed, and is your feeling like harmonious and well, so to speak, or not at all? That can work perfectly too, to get some energy out, to exhaust yourself for a moment, or to maybe fight with yourself for a moment, or do something like that in order to get something out, to have some say energy going. So there's nothing wrong with that. The same as you would be dancing or something, like you would be dancing, and you can dance completely as a body, you can dance as a mind, but you can also dance as spirit itself, and feel that you're like danced by spirit, by what is coming through you, like what it establishes, like it confirms your connection. And in the moment that this connection is there in your awareness, like if you become conscious of light and love, you see that whatever the body doesn't matter anymore. You don't seem to be able to get exhausted at all. Like you don't seem to be dancing with your body at all. So it's like you literally come into an energy that is not physical. And yeah, so certainly trying to get a point across here. So anyway, so this, I'm just expressing my own experiences apparently, and that's impossible. So my experiences are not helpful to you. That's the great thing. You have your own say discoveries to do, and that's why a class like this can be very helpful. You have your own experiences, your own connection, your own way of expression, your own way of coming into contact and having your singular subjective experience, subjective singular experience of reality. So that's all that matters. That's basically your focus anyway. That's why we become still, to have an experience, not because then we're better persons or something. No, we do this in order to become still and come into contact. So very essential, like really great. So let's take just a moment. I have one song that I like to share as a slowing down meditative song that is it's different, you'll see, but it is not a say a magical potion, so to speak, to come into an experience, but it can help you to slow down and relax, and in that suddenly there's more space in your mind for an experience, of space in your heart for an experience. So I'm going to play that for you. Okay, so just using this as an expression of that, like infinity, relaxation. So now the interesting thing is that you still deal with yourself when listening to this. You still deal with yourself. Like you can't escape yourself when you listen to this or listen to anything. But now you can become aware of it because it's very quiet. So, and this is an interesting part, that you're included in all of this, but also what are you doing in your mind that will still be, say, determining how you experience this. So you can have thoughts about it, it's like, oh my God, I really don't like this, or blah, 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 blah. Who knows what thought comes up, or it goes too slow, I need something quicker. Or who knows what your response is. So now if you let that guide you and you pay attention to it, then you're not, like you're literally missing the possibility of a different experience listening to this. Well, see, this is what I try to express. So there's a different way to looking at everything and listening to anything. One way that comes so close to true perception, in fact, that the step from, say, earth to heaven becomes very close. It's like you are lifted up enough and you can have a different experience altogether. So then it doesn't matter what you see, it doesn't matter what you hear, it doesn't matter who you meet, but you're just reminded of, say, coming home, having a moment of heaven, having a deep moment of peace. Like you go beyond it. It can be the same as going to a museum. It's like you can go to the museum to watch paintings. Sure, you can. There's nothing wrong with doing it. But, so if you're with a completely open mind anywhere, whether it's in the grocery store, a museum, or who knows where, in a courtroom, it does not matter. Like you can still have an experience that takes you out of the context where you appear to be. So this is what I'm trying to say, is like there's a possibility to go beyond your perception, no matter what the circumstances, no matter what you think about yourself, no matter what is going on. There's always, in fact, the only true thing is to go beyond what you see, what you hear, where you listen to. It's not about the form. It is not about what you hear. It is about you allowing that to be there and go beyond it. And in fact have an experience of what is beyond all this, which is always within reach. But if you're distracted by form or movement or color or who knows what, then you miss that. So this is great. So we can use this in class too. So if we look at this as just some, say, examples or expressions of the ones that are participating in the class, we watch a video and start directly to use our associative mind with, oh, that looks like this, or that looks like that, or it's that, oh, I've seen that before, or all these responses, the first responses of your mind. If you follow those, you're stuck, you're here, you're stuck, so to speak, in 3D. So now the invitation then is to whatever you're going to see. And you can laugh, you can have fun, it doesn't matter, that's fine. But try not to directly associate with your thoughts, but let it go, open, let it go, open, 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 open. Stay completely open and let it take you home, in fact. Let it take you home. There's something there that is being presented that is beyond all of this, all of your, say, limited idea, mental idea about this. So, and this is, in fact, in every time that you meet your brother, and every time that something is given to you, and any time that you are looking at something, that is always the possibility to go beyond it and to stay still before you respond, and in fact receive it completely beyond itself. I hope that makes sense, and we're going to practice it. It's not that you have to know it now and that's it. No, it is more like this is the invitation to go beyond what you see and not respond to it immediately in associative thinking, because then you literally anchor it into a 3D experience. And that's not the purpose of this class. That there are lots of classes where form, color and movement and all that is really important. Here, in fact, it is the invitation to go beyond it. All right, well, thank you so much for taking this in and feeling this and being part of this experiment. Thank you so much. And in class we're going to continue with our gifts, because it's not just something that you made, but it's a gift to yourself, to your brother. And we're going to try to look beyond it, no matter what the form is or how it looks or what noise it makes. All right, thank you so much.